A heart-rending scream rang out in the courtyards. Meanwhile, I was studying in the garage, enjoying the spring twilight over a bottle of beer, but I didn't have time. Something that has been terrorizing us for a long time has taken someone away again. And maybe I'll be his victim too. But it's worth starting over. I live in an urban-type settlement, in a 2-story house, on the 2nd floor. The studio apartment was inherited from a brother who moved to the city. As a person, I don't care where or how I live. The most important thing is to have a roof under my head and everything I need nearby. Life would be peaceful, if not for one thing, something wandering around the yards of our village. You can ask a lot of questions, but the answer is the same: no one cares. You should not bother your head with all these subtleties. Moreover, the village is close to the status of a ghost settlement. That's why I don't think anyone will help us. What is this something? You may ask. If I could talk to the dead, I'd answer the question, but I'm not without that gift, so I can't answer. Of course, there are those who have seen the monster, but the catch is that they all describe it differently. The 2-meter steel alien, the human moth, the chupacabra. The only thing that doesn't change in the description is the smell of fish. Lovecraft's stories with their terrible nautical aesthetic immediately come to mind. Only there is no sea near the village, there is only one seedy river, all the fish died there. Does it count? It is unclear when and how this monster appeared. Suddenly, people began to disappear, and abruptly and quickly, as if they had disappeared through the ground. They thought they had just quietly moved out, but it was unknown where. There was a version about a cannibal maniac, and they screwed up again. They also searched in the river, but again nothing. Then the most attentive investigator, my old school friend, noticed that the water had dropped a little and turned a little black. One evening, he came to my place to drink beer. After a few glasses, he told me a little more. He stayed a little near the river that day, wandered along the shore. I went a little further, where the water is too deep and no one swims. It seemed to him as if someone had emerged from under the water. He didn't have time to really see it, but he realized that there was something big in the water, and it clearly wasn't his imagination. He didn't tell me anything, comrade. He told me first. After that evening, there were rumors about a monster in our village. It's unclear where these rumors came from, but it's always easier to accept that otherworldly forces are to blame. Otherwise, how else to explain the missing persons and the smell of fish in the morning? There was simply no other explanation. Moreover, over time, screams began to be heard at night. It became clear to everyone that it wasn't a human being involved, but a real extraterrestrial evil. It all sounds ridiculous, but that's the way it is. It was like being in a typical horror story. A total of 10 people are missing, 11 including tonight. I'll probably be the 12th. Clacking sounds were heard from the courtyards. Something was approaching the garage cooperative. I hid in the darkness of the garage, trying not to even breathe. The clacking sound got closer and closer. And so, this monster appeared in front of me. A gigantic crustacean creature without a head. The spearfoot clattered loudly on the ground, shaking everything around. The claws, real crushers with teeth, clicked, hitting something every now and then. An orange light shone from the hole where the head should have been, as if from the underworld. Pale flesh pulsed, small tentacles wriggled, basking in the hellish light. Various parts of the victims' bodies protruded from this flesh. Someone was still alive and screaming for help, but their pleas couldn't be heard over the deep growl. I don't know what saved me then, the pungent smell of gasoline and diesel fuel, or lady luck. The monster stood for a minute and moved on. I stayed in the garage until the morning. As soon as the first rays of the sun appeared, I returned to repairing my car in order to escape from here. I'll move in with my brother and stay with him for a while until I find a place to live. Yes, that's how it's going to be. I'll sort out that apartment somehow. I'll come up with a reason for the move. But I don't intend to stay here any longer. It was enough for me to see someone who steals people at night.